An Austin police officer is now off the force after he fired his gun at an unarmed man. It all happened back in May after a traffic stop.
Just last week, a grand jury cleared Officer Justin Boehm of criminal wrongdoing. But KXAN's Omar Lewis reports Boehm did not escape punishment from the police chief.
I opened up the door and exited the truck. I shut the door with my elbow, and boom. The officer jumped out of his car and shot at me.
This dash cam surveillance video shows APD officer Justin Boehm firing a round at James Barton, a day Barton says he will never forget. Officer Boehm pulled over Barton's truck after he ran a red light at East 12th Street and Airport Boulevard.
And if anyone would have honked or spooked him, I wouldn't be here. I'm really very, very lucky.
The Austin Police Department conducted an investigation into the incident.
We look at the facts
And found that Officer Boehm violated 3 different policies, including their response to resistance clause.
We see the wallet on the ground. Our officer sees the wallet on the ground. It's clearly a wallet. He now knows it wasn't a firearm. His conduct subsequent to seeing that was not consistent with what we expect of the Austin Police Department.
Officer Boehm will now be placed on an indefinite suspension, which means he will likely never serve on the force again.
Not unless I'm ordered by a arbitrator or a court of law to bring him back.
Chief Acevedo says he hopes this sends a message to both his officers and the public that the unnecessary use of deadly force will not be tolerated.
You can't turn the clock back. This is a profession where you don't get a bad day when it relates to the use of deadly force.
After the incident, the driver of that truck, James Barton, had to be rushed to the hospital after having a panic attack. He is now suing APD. We also found out that since July 2007, when Chief Acevedo became APD's leader, he has suspended or terminated nearly 300 officers. Officer Boehm does have the right to appeal this decision, but is unclear at this point whether he will. Omar Lewis, KXAN News.
And as Omar mentioned there, a grand jury declined to make Officer Boehm face criminal charges, but that's separate from the review by the Citizens Review panel. The panel did not look at whether Boehm's actions were criminal, instead looking at whether it was reasonable for Officer Boehm to use force in this case. Also, if APD policy justified Boehm firing his weapon. The panel answered no to both of those questions.